Good morning, class. Today we are going to start a new topic that is the Bhakti movement from our history topic. So, class, you know well, today day by day COVID-19 cases are increasing. So, it is your duty that you can take care of yourself and your family members. Always remember three important things. First one, always wear mask. Second one, always use hand sanitizer. And the last and third one is most important thing, that always maintain a social distancing. So I hope you all are must following these my instructions. So let's start with our new chapter, Bhakti movements. So now first of all, the introduction part about Bhakti movements. Class, we all know that there are three types of period: modern period, middle period and ancient period. So if we can talk about towards the end of ancient period, around the 7th century AD, several Hindu religious thinkers of South India, and they starting challenging the Brahman domination. They stressed on bhakti without the help of a middleman. So this is called a bhakti movement. If we can talk about the North India, it can begin only around 13th century. So, usually it is accepted that the Bhakti movement is characterized and features with the religious development during the medieval period, and it was the movement which emphasized single minded, intensive devotion of God. Now, the question arises that development of the movement. However, the real development of the bhakti took place in South India between 7th and the 12th century, though the teachings of the poet saints, also known as Alvaras and Nayanar, whose hymns were collected and compiled in the 10th century. So, in short, Bhakti movement in Hinduism refers to the ideas and engagement that are emerged in the medieval era on love and devotion to the religious concepts that build around one or more gods and goddesses. So, Bhakti movement preach against the caste system by using the local languages and that can provide the message that can reach the whole world. So, dear class, there are the various bhakti movements in the different parts of our India. So, let's read first bhakti movement in South India. So, during the period of the ancient religions like Buddhism and Jainism has gained the very importance in our society. If we can talk about our South India, here the Bhakti movement is characterized by the formation of two different groups, which include Shaivit and Vaishnavit. So, here the Nayanas were famous with the Shaivit devotees who belonged with the different social backgrounds. Now, if we can talk about our Vaishnavit groups, here they can consist of the various type of alvaras, which can include point saints from the South India. Second one is the Bhakti movement in North India. Here, the Bhakti movement spread to North India with the arrival of Muslim rulers. Here, the most striking difference between the Bhakti movement in South and North India was the formation of two distinct sects, which includes Shaivit and Vaishnavit in South. Next one and the most important Bhakti movement in India's philosophers and their Bhakti movement. Here, the Bhakti movement saw many philosophers who believed in the principles of a single God, and they said that we should pay a complete devotion to the Lord instead of Vedic Hindu practices. So here are one of such philosophers such as Adi, who reinforced the doctrine of Avadika Vedanta. Here, the Vadika Vedanta is basically a school of Hindu philosophy, and here the more importance and the more religious practice giving that and a focus on the unifying interpretation of the whole body of Upanishads. So, here the main importance of the Indian philosopher and the Bhakti movement is that his teaching is combined with the philosophies of Atman and Brahman. So class, this is all about your chapter. I hope you can easily understand it. So I request to everyone, please read this chapter thoroughly from your book. If you are having any type of doubt, then you can ask me in your Zoom class. So class, go ahead, enjoy your day. Thank you.